because they can or because they have to? I know a bunch.
Yeah,
I know a bunch. According to his agent, everything's older with him. No, I mean you would hope that they would continue to innovate in that way. You know what? Interests, and I think the social chaos aspect of today, this is what I find interesting, because I think it forces these kind of conversations. It forces people to deal with these problems. It forces it. Instead of like this healthcare issue being this insidious, never talked about thing that slowly crept up and just became ingrained in society to the point where everybody just accepted it. Instead of that, you have this rebellion, and you do have this Make America Healthy Again movement, which everyone, right wing.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Go to yoga class.
The example I
Go
can
to
give you is
yoga
one
class.
of the bills that they are putting in place.
My house needs something open, they give it to me, and I can just open that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'd like that. I'd like that to carry things.
Well, what gives me hope is the
good.
Democrats were in that meeting, and there were Democrat senators that were interested. And I don't believe that it's the Democrats. I believe it's an agenda beyond the Democrats, and it's not. I just think people are trying to intentionally create that strife and that separation. And I don't believe it's the Democratic Party. I believe it's people attempting to hijack the Democratic Party and attempting to trivialize this message by portraying, how's this primary care doing this? That's my spectrum. Send them over to me.
Right, I can make money.
And everything is siloed in a way that it makes it hard for these clinicians to practice medicine the way they do.
Which is why they're trying to stop telemedicine. And by the way, people work on wildfires and those firefighters who work 24/7 and just fucking stay alive on coffee and those people are fucking heroes. But there's not enough of them.
What they're missing at this point, they're gone.
It's just going in because when they get real big, there's nothing to do. And I always thought that guy was that was hyperbole. I think it makes more sense. Oh, you sons of bitches. The Maui officials released the 388 names of people unaccounted for at the Maui fire. Click on that. Right, the 388 people. So that number of 1,000 was just the initial number. So that was like when every
300. Yeah, I think it's just like over 1,000 or more. It's over 3,000.
as soon as you let people have money doing a thing, and as soon as you can attach something to something that people are deeply opposed to, like whatever Trump is for, you're against. You know, no matter what. It's just I mean, you could find a thing like that. That's the enemy believes it. People are committing all these crimes. No, it's a very small number of people that are career criminals. They're poor people. They grew up in terrible environments. They started doing crime when they were young. They're available now. And it should be available if there's a situation where there's a fucking terrorist and he's in a house and he's got a suicide vest and you can use Wi-Fi to locate him and know exactly where he is and you protect those other people. So that's the justification for having some kind of technology in the hands of some intelligence. But, you know, if you're using it to gather dirt on old Brigham, because Brigham's got a big old mouth and he's talking about the fun.
Doctors, lawyers, you know, a lot of things.
What gun in these universities? Incentivizing people to not work here. You know, giving people an excuse to not. It's bad for people. It just is. It's bad for kids. If you just give
by lies, there's damn lies, and then there's statistics.
Right. I mean, how do they find those statistics when they say that migrants are less likely? First of all, they're not even arresting them in some places. Like where they treated. You're all out of your fucking mind. Shit in your head. Just pushed it to the limit. Plus, you add in a lot of recreational substances.
Definitely. I didn't know that they indicted him for selling steroids to his athletes. I mean, a lot of crazy
Oh,
stuff.
really? I
Yeah,
didn't know
they
that.
tried to indict him, and he fought it. I think he got off. Yeah.
Great shit. My wife bailed on it for a while. She could deal with everybody getting hacked to death by swords. Like after a while, like, okay.
As you got in late, I don't know how far you followed it, but it went into Ivar the Bone Medicine. But all these are historical figures.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's true, like, it's fictional.
Around and the difference of the two women hang out. These trucks look like those.
Did you ever watch Marco Polo?
I watched a little bit of it. I watched the beginning.
I don't know what happened. It was really, really good. It's like Game of Thrones. I think you thought it's like one week of the world.
10%. Yeah. I think he was dealing with Genghis Khan's son. I think he was dealing with Genghis Khan's son. I think it was really dealt with, and fuck, man, people falling off wagons, getting run over by the wheels, like that kind of shit.
That's why if you've ever played the Oregon Trail in elementary school, or that's what they had when I was in elementary school, and I would always die of syphilis or just.
Your diet and exercise. The one thing that you're going to have control over is you will be able to give your vehicle more energy. That's real. If you really do the right things in terms of if you're a person who takes care of your diet and exercise, the one thing that you're going to have control over is you will be able to give your vehicle more energy. That's real. If you really do keep the count and a laptop, you can watch yoga videos and you can do them at home. If you get one 35-pound kettlebell. My friend Keith Weber, he's got.
It's insane the difference in all-cause mortality risk and reduction in chronic disease.
Yeah, you gotta move around. Otherwise, your body's feeble. If your body's feeble, it's not gonna be able to handle diseases. Not gonna be able to handle injuries. How many people die by fall quite a lot? Is that it's very important for older people to lift weights. You know, not for vanity, but to be able to protect yourself from falling. If you're falling and you're feeble, you can't do anything to stop the fall. You know?
Yeah, after the age, I think it's after the age. Dedication and commitment, and their schedules are crazy, and the pressure is crazy. And they have kids and families, and they'll find a way. Hands up at what, 3 in the morning to go run 30 miles?
He doesn't have to do that anymore. He doesn't have a regular job anymore.
Okay, well that's good.
Finally, I tried to talk that guy into quitting his job for 240 miles through the fucking mountains. Like, that's a regular guy with a regular job. And if you don't get inspired by that and realize, like, there's more in the tank than you think there is. And people like that, the benefit of people like that is that through their discipline, how about Deontay Wilder? He's driving for, like, with Budweiser or Coca-Cola or something like that. Remember who he's driving for? What was it? Coca-Cola? Driving, delivering trucks. At like 21, starts boxing. At 23, wins a bronze medal in the fucking Olympics. Crazy. Budweiser, just driving and delivering Budweiser. The guy's just trying to take care of his family.
The reason I'm saying this is there is hope.
Right. That's crazy. Because there are people whose lives are seemingly on paper amazing and they're still depressed. But I guarantee you they probably have their priorities off. And I guarantee you they probably don't exercise. And if they do, it's some rare imbalance that some people do have.
I can tell you, so doing physical activity and doing hard things and doing the ice bath and doing the sauna and going through that method and that process, I mean, it helps me immensely.
100%. You're going to experience outside of that. You're way better at handling stuff. If your workouts are so fucking brutal, and I've seen you do Muay Thai, it's fucking hard, man. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah. It's exhausting, and everything else seems easy. Because when you're on like round 5 and it's it
was fun being fat. It was easy. This is not. I don't want to go get the shit beat out of me and work my ass off for an hour. But every time you leave, even no matter what, I'm like, oh, thank God I did it.
Every time I get out of that stupid ice bath, I feel like that. Every general's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. You know you're gonna do it. Yeah. So stop with all these thoughts. Just put put the lid up.
That was one I still to this day I do it. I hate it every time. I
hate it every
still
time.
have not. There's never a day where I'm like, this is gonna be easy.
That's a good thing. The greatest addiction of all
How
time.
many, I think with addicts, they have them. One is finding religion and a higher calling and giving up to a higher power. But the other thing I've seen is, candidly, a lot of times they create addiction.
Yes.
They get really, really big into CrossFit
Yep,
or
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, or jiu-jitsu.
Stand-up
And if
comedy.
it's healthy,